Hey, what you doing, boy?
I catch you, eh?
Yeah.
I catch you thief in bush.
I a thief in boy. I get permission from the garden boy. Plenty bhaggi we getting from this tree. Eh?
Yeah, man. When you gonna cook that?
This evening.
Yeah, no, man. I can't eat anything again, you know.
Why?
Deborah bring some sweet bread for my birthday, and I tell you, I am stuffed. I really am. And then you made a good soup. Lunchtime? What was that? Noodles?
It's a Chinese soup.
Yeah, it tastes really good. Mommy, I real overeat. I overeat sweet bread.
You just eat what I got for you, Lancy. I mean, the sweet bread tasting good, but
No. Don't say that.
Don't eat so much that you can't eat some nice good.
Don't say that ain't good for me because I tell you, Deborah make a boss sweet bread.
Nah.
Look me in the eye and tell me that again.
No. I am telling you, Deborah is the number one sweet bread maker.
Well, okay.
Right?
And I the number one sweet bread eater.
And I myself eat a good bit of sweet bread. Eh?
Right.
But I don't want this bush to dry up on me.
That's okay,
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's better we start to cut. I don't want it you know. Right now, you always say when your belly full. I'm not eating till tomorrow. Give me 4 hours. By 7 o'clock. So where make it for dinner, Louise?
By 7 o'clock. Hey, nobody remember this intermittent fasting we on 2 days straight from 3 to 7 the next morning. And you see how good looking I get? You see how slim and nice I look it? Check me out, man. Check me out. You see my face?
Yeah, she looking rosy and nice.
Yes, of course.
Look at mango across there. Francis could be soon putting it on our fence first. Without fail, you know, we getting our supply of mango.
Look at Sive here, Louise.
Sive like Sivey. That is what we're talking about. And make a good garden, you know.
Very good. What did the cucumber? Birds eat it out?
Well, no, he took it out for Christmas.
Okay.
I tell them, I don't want no longer about your deal. And birds eating everything. Look at bhaggi now. There's a whole
You know,
bundle of bhaggi there, you know.
you could go by the corner and give away, you know.
You have so much.
Yeah, so.
Well, you go and give away one bundle of bhaggi. Well, you call that the man from Princess Town, man. The man said, tomatoes rotten in Princess Town. Yeah, do something like that. Well, bhaggi are rotten in, you know.
You're looking real homely there, girl. You know, cutting your little bhaggi leaves and things.
Well, Nancy,
That is a nice thing.
ever since you married me, I was a homely woman. I was working NP, but I was never a professional woman, you know. You know that?
Of course.
Because family life was always number one for me. You know what I mean, Nancy?
Yes, darling.
Family life was always number one for me. Good thing garden, man.
Yeah, boy, looks good, eh?
Bhaggi like that.
Very good. Well, I can't really hold it, you know. Anytime I hold in the camera, I can't do anything but hold this camera, right, you know?
Right. But
You
I have to
understand?
make sure I'm picking up parties and see.
You pick up.
Right?
Listen, I'm going to check out the garden in front. You can check me out after?
Sure, come in.
Yeah.
Your plants are what?
Yeah, man. You know, we always on the ball. Hey, Michael. What's up? All right. Geisha, how does the garden grow in Toronto? They say connecting to the earth is important. Deborah saw me a while ago when she brought the sweet bread, the delicious sweet bread. And she said, what a wonderful thing you're doing. I looked down at my feet and I said, yes, the connection to the ground has made my feet look really great. Of course, I'm not back to 100% in walking, but I enjoyed a morning of good yard work. Mama Lou's garden looking reasonable. The planter looks reasonable. This crown of thorns ain't doing so great here, but the pot is kind of heavy, so I need to move it. I need to move it though. Those thorns are pretty dangerous. And here is Myra's great work. Myra's great work. This here rather, is the original work from the Blind Institute. I think I'll have to paint this, perhaps in maybe Spanish brown, to match this color here. Great job, girl. Wonderful job. And that big, we call it a vase, whatever it be, was done by a good friend and good handiwork. So the YBR sitting quietly there. Oh my goodness. A great evening, great evening. I woke this morning and I was thinking about this guy they call Christmas List. I don't know the real story behind his venture into those areas, but there was one comment I saw during a TV interview, and he said that everything goes back to the parents, everything goes back to the home. And I believe that to be very true. All the problems we're having is because of broken homes, broken promises, broken hearts. I don't have the solution, and I don't envy the government, because I don't know that the government has the solution either. But I do hope that wherever the solution lies in helping our young people to come out of a bad spot in life, that things will evolve for their sake. Now, it doesn't mean to say that areas that have been pinpointed in the travels of Mr. Chris, that other areas, perhaps more middle class areas, upper class, that they're not without problems. We cannot fool ourselves and think that only the lower class has problems. No. Every family faces a dilemma at some point or the other. I wish Mama Lou was here right now with me so we could really do something. I just want to take a walk back again. I just spotted a nice, beautiful buttercup. I didn't see it when I walked across there. But in Cora, we used to have a lot of buttercups across the driveway. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my. Buttercup, what a beauty. I need Mama Lou to help me along with this, what I want to talk about this evening. I want to talk about broken promises, broken homes, broken hearts, that kind of thing. Louisa!
Come on, darling.
Come, girl. Don't hold up the works. Where's Mr. Sana?
Mr. Sana in the back.
All right. Is he outside?
No, I was just talking to him, but he got back in the shoe. Look at my ribbons, the man.
Where is that? Oh gosh, that looks great.
A farmer girl,
A farmer girl
country girl,
with a
country
bhaggi
style.
world.
La la
What
da,
are you gonna do now?
la la da,
Hmm?
la la da da, la la da.
I am happy to see you so happy, girl.
La da. I'm going to cut up my bhaggi.
Don't make joke.
Sana tell me he doing his sada roti. So I'm going to make my bhaggi. I know you say you're ready for that sweet bread. But darling, can you do me a favor?
For me?
Well, I didn't for myself. How do you like Myra's completed job?
I just scanned it, man.
You side open? Okay,
Yes.
sit down. First.
We're heading.
I'm going to get the cotton board and something to put it on a cotton board.
Oh gosh, Mama Lou. Clouds to the north there, northeast. I think I'll have to change seats. Mama Lou would be far better off. She has a nicer face than I have. So let me take it here instead. Bhaggi boy. You know, everybody's saying that we should go live. But I ain't think I have the ability. I don't have the ability to really conduct a live. I don't have the gift like Lasana and Linda and Kim and even Anna and Haley. They're natural, you know. But I've never been in that zone. But I'm tempted, you know. I really am tempted. Louise? Lou? Would you like to do a live sometime? You can handle it?
Yeah.
You feel you can handle a live, girl? Oh no, but you do have the experience, eh?
Yeah.
Sometimes you go on live.
It's very hot. We need to drink lots of water. So my dear, my Zambrano, 50-50 in water for Lance and I.
Gee whiz. Uh-huh.
50-50, Lancey.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I could use that. It's cool and nice.
My
So
God.
Mama Lou saying 50-50, Mike.
Okay.
This glass too big for my mouth, boy. Okay, Mama. Mama Lou hiding behind a mountain of bhaggi here. Bhaggi bush, Louis.
Yeah.
Louis, I was thinking this a while ago. I was telling folks, you know, I was thinking about this guy they called Chris.
Who's Chris?
Chris, this fella who ended up in jail, this Canadian guy.
Oh, the Canadian guy?
Yeah, you know, I am
Maybe one day we might end up in jail too.
not, oh God, I hope not.
You can see Mama Lou behind jail, boy.
Once you get your bhaggi,
Yeah, no, man. See poor Mama Lou there.
but hear this, Louis, hear this. I am not here to talk about the man, whether he was right or wrong to go in there. But he said something in a TV interview, right? But before I go into that area, hear this that came into my mind this morning. I'm back at the Express. The editor calls me, right?
Yeah.
And he says, listen, there's this guy going up in the hills there, and he's making quite a stir. Okay?
Yeah.
So we should have had that story long before he came. We were slow to see it, we were slow to do it, but hear what? I want you to go into those areas,
Yeah.
right? As an Express reporter, I want you to go into those areas and talk to those guys. And I say to my boss, listen to me now. Look how I dress here. Them fellas will never accept me. I don't even have a tattoo on my body, right? I don't wear caps. I don't wear, you know,
Must head back to front.
back to front,
You
right?
remember
The
that
peek in the
show?
back, the peek in the
And
back, right?
This guy come from Grenada, and when he going back, he asked his friend, what you want from Trinidad, boy? He said, boy, I want a cap with the peak in the back. Of course, he ain't get no cap with the peak in the back. But he was supposed to just wear it that way.
Just to turn it.
Just to turn it, Nancy.
Yeah. So the boss said, here what then? You go and get yourself a tattoo as fast as you can and make your way up to the hills. There are 3 or 4 areas that this Mr. Chris touched, right? So we're looking now for the ultimate scoop, eh? The ultimate scoop is a big thing for a newspaper, eh?
Yeah.
So I go and get a tattoo and I come back to the boss. I say, how I like my tattoo? And he said, what you do there? I say, boss, I tattoo a gun on my forehead, a big machine gun.
Oh my God, Raji. You're going from one extreme to the next.
Yes, I go from one extreme to the next. Right? So here it is. Boss, I'm going, eh? Boss said, but this is ridiculous. How you getting that tattoo off? I said, well, boss, no, but I mean, it's a kind of permanent situation, you know. I'll be able to cover the, but you can't go into parliament like that. And you know, you're our political reporter. Well, I was kind of dumb for being a political reporter, eh?
Yeah.
But anyway, Chris did make mention in an interview on TV, right? Saying that there are a lot of now remember, I am not here to dispute whether he did right or wrong.
No,
I'm not here
you're
to
talking
question the
about
court.
his findings?
There's one statement he made.
Uh-huh.
He said there are a lot of youths out there, and they do have a problem being displaced, so to speak.
Right.
And it could be part of the big problem. So, with that in mind, it started to trigger in my mind this question about broken homes.
Oh yeah,
But
that
it
has a
start-
lot to do with it.
And it doesn't only include a certain segment of the society. Broken homes can go straight across the board.
Of course.
Now remember, it starts with broken promises, Broken promises,
Broken promises,
broken
of course,
hearts,
because you pledge
broken homes.
in your marriage vows for better, for richer, for poorer, and everything. And young people now, the first issue they have, divorce. I don't have to put up with this. But no emphasis is placed on what will happen to the children.
Precisely.
Because Dora and Tom can't make it in life, you have a divorce. But your poor children love both parents. In their eyes, nobody wrong. I love daddy, I love mommy. When I'm with daddy, when you go out, you get divorced or you're separated, you see children with a daddy, he trying his best, he carrying them out for a little treat because he can't cook. So he carry them for who not so good, for a little Kentucky, a little, what you call it, Royal Castle, chicken Kentucky, what is the one name on the highway now from Louisiana?
Churches?
Not churches, but
Popeye.
Popeyes.
Ah, all right. Popeye.
Right?
Popeye.
You carry them for Mario's Pizza, the children could play a little bit. But the poor children, you see them, and they're missing their mother. And vice versa. You're with your daddy, you're with your mommy, you're not with your daddy. You're seeing other families with their daddy, and you could never be happy. Your parents die, Lancelot. When your parents die, you know. But it is said, dealing with a debt is easier than dealing with a divorce.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Because when a person dies, half of the situation now is you know you ain't coming back. But when people separated, you're still hoping one day maybe we will be able to sort out our differences and we may just get back together. Or the young people now, they marry again and they tell themselves they're going to live happily ever after. But all the faults you had in the first marriage, you're carrying it in the second marriage. Right?
Now, you say one of the reasons for broken homes and broken marriages, this communication disorder that people run into, right?
Yeah.
You have the eccentricity, you have this dissatisfaction, you have economic issues, and would you believe too, a little research shows lack of education.
Well, for the children who are dropouts,
Now the
should
government
be a
trying
lack
to
of
accommodate
education.
all children in school, but all children are not.
all
perhaps,
children are not academic.
are not academic.
Let's face it, right? And I mean, I am not big on education. Like I am not a teacher, or I am not in a ministry of education. So what I think may not make no sense to anybody else, but I honestly believe not everybody gonna be lawyers and not everybody.
But maybe we understood that problem years ago.
Right? So
And that's why you had trade schools came on the
trade
scene.
schools, but I don't know whatever happened with that, because a child may not pass common entrance and be put into a school because they have space in, say, Cedros Composite, for instance. You have room in Cedros Composite. So the child didn't pass common entrance, but it have room that he could get a place in Cedros Composite. Might be living outside a Point Forte, might be in Cedros itself, but you have space. So you send the child. But the child did not pass common entrance. How can you expect him to learn Spanish and French when he did not pass common entrance? If a child did not pass common entrance, that child should go to a trade school. Everybody, not here to be lawyers, doctors, pharmacists, and what have you. But teach them carpentry, teach them mason work, teach them normal thing like an electrician. You might be educated to become an electrical engineer, but you could help do something in the lines of working with such a person. So you talk about dropout, the child drop out from 11 years, eh?
Yeah, boy.
They drop out from 11 years. They ain't drop out of society after they reach 15 years. You know. From the time they pass for junior sex school, they drop out.
But they don't have they still have junior sex schools?
Yeah, and I see ones, sometimes you don't even pass, but they send you. Junior. Well, I don't know if the names change. Because as I say, I am speaking from my simple understanding of things. Junior sec, I don't know if junior sec school have name, senior comprehensive, you know, but
so all of these little conflicts and disputes in a family.
it's a dropout one time.
You're creating problems for your children. All the promises you had before, till death do us part, it just suddenly just fall by the wayside.
Yeah, you don't care
Now
nothing
the
about
children are looking on, and you know something they say, the children they start blaming themselves. Perhaps we are the cause.
Yeah.
Our birth is the cause of all the conflict that's happening in the family.
Yeah, it happens.
Right?
And just imagine a child is going to school with all this conflict going on in a school of dropout children. But your child passed for that same school and might be just mediocre.
Right.
And a lot of distraction are wrong. And a child might be mediocre and didn't do well because there were so much problems in the home. The children can't concentrate. Mother and father quarreling, cussing one another.
They're tearing each
Right?
other
And
apart.
some parents have no discretion when it comes to having an issue and they getting on right in front of the children. I know in our times, it's not to say you and I never disagreed, but you don't do it in front of your children. You don't ill speak your partner, your children, father, you don't ill speak them.
I need
So
to get
all of
closer
these
to you.
things-
There's some kind of announcement going on. But we're talking. Go ahead.
Let me see.
Imagine in a home while you're trying to discuss something, somebody raising their voice as long as this loudspeaker. Eh?
What are you talking about?
Well, maybe electricity.
Electricity.
No.
Look at the kind of bhaggi we have growing in our garden now.
Yeah, boy.
Straight off the press to cook fresh. Michael, Zambrano, look at it. Green is clean. Yeah, man. Whenever I dealing with green stuff, Michael, I like to personally shout out to you. Drop by for dinner this evening.
We just say accepting negative treatment is something that one partner might be forced into an area, right? He has to accept the negative treatment. He has no room to say, well, okay, I could discuss something with you, because the other partner is not allowing
You to have
any
a say.
dialogue, no dialogue at all.
What they say goes.
Now the kids are looking on. Remember, what was highlighted was the home life. Whether it is
Of course,
an
it's
alien
spillover.
come down to earth, he would tell you the same thing. It is the home life that things really get out of hand and spill over into society, right?
Yeah.
So what's the solution sometimes to all this answer? It is
Well,
suggested-
Lancelot, I will tell you something, right? I mean, we personally, you and I, never had conflict. If we disagreed on a matter, we always maturely discuss it. And if it getting out of hand, I will say, Lance, I don't think now is the time to talk, because I don't think I will do justice. So, on a more quiet time, we will talk about it. But I'm okay. So you will just probably back off and at a more convenient time. And vice versa, I knew if I brought up something and it was a bad timing for you, I will back off because I will realize Lancey's not doing so well. Because this is not about a quarrel, you know.
No.
Discussion is not a quarrel. But a lot of people are not able to intelligently and maturely discuss a matter without including your mother and your father and your brother and your sister.
Mm-hmm.
That who has nothing to do with the conflict you all have right now.
Not at all.
Your mother, your father. You're just like your mother, you're like your father, and so. Mm-hmm. That is not a good forum or a good thing to do when you and your husband having a little issue that need to be addressed to complicate it with other people. Because Lance, you must know if all you're not going good, you know. You can't tell me as a mature couple that you can't know, I hear this, we are doing good, you know. We need to. So my point is that if you are having issues as a couple, why not get some trusted family? Because everybody cannot afford a psychologist.
You know, that's one of the solutions of the suggest.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We are having a problem. Every time we talk, it turns out into a row. You must have a trusted family that is neutral, a trusted friend that is neutral, a counselor who might be willing to counsel you without a charge. Because let's face it, not everybody have money to pay $400 per hour. Yeah? So to say, let's go to a psychologist and let us deal with this. Not everybody could afford that. But I am saying that if you have a trusted family, trusted parents, sometimes you don't want to involve the parents because you want to work it out without troubling your parents. That is very honorable. But you must have a brother, you must have a sister, you must have a neighbor, a trusted friend, family friend, whether it's your own personal friends that you acquired over the years that you feel you could trust. And you sit down and let the person need to be neutral.
And safe. You feel safe
right?
with that person.
So that now you give your side of the story in the presence of me, and I give my story in the presence of you. Because that is the only way truth could come out. Because somebody come into, as they say, shoo behind your back. They tell you their side of the story. But if you want to get help, it must be, I have to hear your side, I have to hear the other person's side. Because it really have three sides to a story, yeah? Your side, my side, and what is the truth. Right? So, listen, Lancelot, you know, this is not to let anybody know, but it hurt me. It hurt me to know that my son has been through marriages. And as parent, you never could have helped them. Because you never know what was going on. Lasagna was so private about what happened in his home, that to my surprise, there are a lot of things I heard on that video, Batiste Brothers video, on boundaries. that we never knew for 10 years was happening. And there are couples who have come to us as friends, and we were able to help them. This is no boasting. There are many couples that I spoke to, and there's one when both of us spoke to the couple, and that couple did well. They did very well.
But it has been said by the professionals that there are marriages that are broken marriages, broken homes that are repairable.
That is repairable if you want the marriage.
That is it.
Everything depends on that. But it takes two to make a marriage. Eddie Manshu always telling me, it takes two to get together. I can't quote it like him. Two to get together, two to make a marriage, two to break a marriage, and two to move on. One person can work a marriage, Lance. If a woman wants a marriage and her husband don't want it, you're going nowhere. But if the couple are both interested in their family and want and concerned about their children, it can have a woman or a man, if they're concerned about their children, will just walk away from a marriage. If you love your family and you love your children and you want your children to have a stable home, you will be very glad to reconcile. But if you don't want it, you will ill speak each other. Ill speak and say the worst things. So that's where it comes in. What's the truth?
Okay.
So yes, I think that people can truly get help if they want their marriage.
So do you think that children, when they see an opportunity, if they've come from a marriage, if they come from a home where the parents separated, but now they are being reuniting with the estranged couple, right?
If you're trying to be happy?
Yes. Now I'm thinking about particularly about Brandon and Zach, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it is not a wonderful thing that there is that semblance of bonding again?
Of course, because Lasana loves his children beyond that, I could tell you that. Lasana loved his children. He loved his boys and he loved his girls. Circumstances may make it appear that he doesn't love them. But for his own self, he loves his children. And I know that too. And we love all our grandchildren.
So tell me, let us have a personal...
And to be honest, I would have really liked to know that my grandchildren grew up in the safety and the safe home and the sanctuary that we had for our children. I desire that for my grandchildren.
How do you feel? And I am sure that your answer will cover my own sentiments. How do you feel when you see Brandon, and particularly when Zach turned up last week? How did you feel?
I felt that God, nothing is impossible with the Lord. One way or the other, the Lord is going to work it out. And I may not be alive to see it, but I know the Lord is in control and He answers prayers. And He, one day, those children, just like how those boys came back to Lasana, his daughters will, because Lasana was a good father. And he still is a good father.
Remember, Louise, when Zach came here, prior to his coming on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
You were telling me, and I mean prior to his coming,
Friday night we were talking.
We were speaking inside about the times when Zach was a little fellow.
4 years old.
And he and Jenna were going to the same kindergarten school.
And they came here on a morning.
And you will give them.
They love sunny side up egg, which was like sunny side up, but it's soft. The yolk must be soft.
Mm-hmm.
And they always had their sunny side up egg with a fork that used to pull out long like to up here. And one morning Jackie will have it, and the next morning Jenna will have it. Because that was like a kind of fork you could have pull out to make long.
Right? The handle.
Yeah.
The expandable.
And they will have their sunny side up egg without bread. And up to now, those children don't, well, I don't know for Zach, but Jenna doesn't have bread for breakfast.
Okay.
Her egg.
So you will give them also to drink.
And also with that, I will give them Welch's grape juice in a little fancy glass. I had 2 special glasses for them. And they will sit at the counter, and the 2 of them will sip their grape juice because they want to be too soon to go to school. And they sip in their grape juice like if they're in Hilton Hotel.
Right.
And they eat their sunny side up. And then when they finish, I had 2 basins, big basins, I put it in the bathroom, fill it up, and put bubble bath. And each of them get in there, and all the bubbles, and I put in the bubbles in it, will come up and cover their body, you know. And half of the water, each time they get in, will flow over, and just will be this thing. And they will just swirl around, and then when it's 9 o'clock, I'll say, okay, time to, let's go get dressed to go to school, and I would walk to school with them. So Lance and I reminiscing about that on the bed, about Zach and Jenna having grape juice. Well, I always like to have grape juice in the house. The big bottles of grape juice, I always like to have it. So here it is now, when Zach appeared on Friday. Was Friday? They came Thursday, was the holiday Friday. Lasana invited Brandon and Natalia, and they went and they picked up Zach. And lo and behold, it was quite a big surprise for Lasana, and much more for us, because we had not seen Zach for 3 years. 3 whole long years, Zach never came to our home. Well, anyway, we were very, very happy to see Zach come through that gate. I greeted him warmly, like nothing ever happened between us. And they went down to the back, and Lasana was ecstatic. I think he made a video, and he was so happy to see that Zach came without him putting any pressure on Zach. Because every time he went out to see Zach, I will ask about Zach. And say, Lasana, how is Zach? Tell him hello for us. Grandpa will do the same. So Lasana said, Mommy and Daddy, I did not put no pressure on Zach. Zach has come here on his free mind and free will. So we were very, very happy. So then they stayed in the back, and I came, and Lance was in the back too. And I got 6 wine glasses and went to the back. The juice was not cold, so I put ice in the glass, and I took the bottle of grape juice. I think Lance was with me. Took the bottle of grape juice and the glasses on the waiter, and I said, Zach, I have a special drink here that we are going to cheers with, because only yesterday we talked about when you were 4 years old. And when he was leaving, I gave him the bottle of juice.
But what did he say when you gave the juice? What was missing?
Oh yes, I forgot that. And when I handed to him, now remember I told Grandpa that they would have what they would have for breakfast. And he said to me, Granny, all that is missing is the nice sunny side of soft yolk.
So you see, children do not forget.
Exactly.
Children do not forget. Good or bad, they will not forget.
That's right.
And it's far better when they remember the good things, eh?
Yeah. And even if they are fed the wrong things, you can't fool a child. A child will always remember what you did for them as a child. I am very happy to say that I have never hit one of my grandchildren in my whole life. I think Zaki did get a little lash from me one day when he was, whatever he and Jenna had desire, a little spanking. And I just gave Zaki one little, don't treat your cousin like that. So, I really cannot see my grandchildren having bad vibes about me. Never done anything. And I say this with a clean heart. I'll never ill-treat my grandchildren. And I know, as I say, even if it never happens in my lifetime, I could die knowing, well, if that's how it has to be, maybe it's for a reason.
Anyway, don't die before you cook this bhaggi, yeah? Because the way you're cutting up that, it's looking so good, I forgot I better eat some this evening.
You see that? You're just telling me your belly full of,
Yeah.
I say, give it 4 hours, Lancy.
Yeah.
So that is why we have to do good. Because it's only goodness will set you free.
So therefore, we're coming back now, we're making a big wide circle coming back to this thing that was said.
Yeah.
That the children from homes perhaps that are already affected is where there have been so much discord,
Right.
so much disagreement, and so much of evil,
Unhappiness.
conflicts, and therefore the children themselves. Remember when what was
The children cannot trust. They cannot
What
trust
was the name of
anybody.
this thing again?
Serval?
No, not so well. There was a place on Henry Street. I can't remember.
Battered
For
children?
battered children, yes.
Yeah.
And I remember I went there with Liba. She was doing a project. And I can't remember St. Elizabeth, where the St. Elizabeth Clinic was eventually, right?
Yeah. Serval. I think it's Serval.
No, not Silver. Anyway, and we were told by the professional people there that no matter what you do with these children, right? There were a lot of street children taken off the street, and they were your hands
Fingers.
cramping.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you need to stop now. Take a rest.
You can't stop until
Okay,
you
just
finish.
gonna rest back in the seat a little. I will give you a hand when you're finished. Louise?
A hand to get up.
When you're finished, yes.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, when you're growing older, all sorts of crazy things happen,
No, but you've been extended. You remember you were leading, they're cutting. You brought in.
Listen, man, you know what happened to me right now?
Mm-hmm.
This joint has come out of the socket.
Right there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did ask Dr. Sunaran about that. And he says, how old are you? I say, 72. He said, okay, you don't think I get worn? These knuckles got worn. So they easily could come out.
Yeah,
He said, all you have to do is stop what you're doing and give it a little help to put
Look
it
at that.
back
I'm
in.
not a doctor and I told you, let's take a stop.
Well, you always just tell me I listen to Dr. Sunaran.
Yeah, listen to the doctor, you're right. But you won't listen to Dr. Lance at all. So let me tell you now, listen to this. And we were told when we went to do that project on street children,
Yeah.
right? We were told that the children taken off the street, they were given lodging, they were
Yeah.
given meals, they were given clothes,
Yeah.
but they never learned to trust anybody.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the home had disintegrated in all its affection and its warmth of love and whatnot.
So that is why if people are separated, husband and wife separated, your children entitled to see their mother or see their father.
Yes.
Some kind of, at least some time with them that they could get a little feeling about how to behave in the presence of a father or a mother.
That's right.
Because there are women who husband have the rights and they ban the children from going, nobody should do that. Nobody. At the end of the day, it's your mother and it's your father. Nobody could interfere with that. And a child, as I say, especially if you have good parents, you will love both your parents. You can't take sides for your mother or your father, because I love daddy. Daddy never did me anything. I love my mommy. She never did me anything. So it's unfair to the child.
So therefore, mommy, as they said at this, what was the name of that clinic again? What was the name of that? Oh my goodness, how I've forgotten. But it's a home for battered children, right? The children were taken off the street, and they said that if these children, they know that if they don't have their parents' love, no one could replace that.
Exactly. I agree.
I have no idea. That was many years ago, and I don't know whatever happened to most of these youngsters.
Yeah. All of that is where children go astray, Lance.
Yeah.
They drop out of school. They don't.
Well, Louis, listen. You're pushing your luck there now. Anyway, Mama Lou is very resilient and very, I wouldn't say stubborn, but she never gives up.
I don't like the word stubborn.
She doesn't give up.
I'm not a quitter.
Okay then.
I'm not a quitter.
You'll have to take the cramp.
You have to do what you have to do.
Okay, very good.
But I'm not stubborn, please. I don't like that word.
No, I said I would not say stubborn.
Yeah. It's not a good word for me.
Now, don't be stubborn in arguing the point.
Yeah. So really and truly, we need to show our loved ones love. We should not deprive them from their mother's love or their father's love. Because I always say, it have love in the heart for everybody. Mother love could never be fulfilled by an auntie. A wife love could never be replaced by a mother. Husband can never be replaced. No. Everybody have their slugs. So even if how much you love your mother, that's not going to stop you from loving your wife. And no matter how much you love your wife, should not stop you from loving your mother. Mm-hmm. And whatever. Because everybody have their role in your life. Everybody have a role. Your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your in-laws. Everybody have a role. So, and love is what will see us through life.
That's
love.
Right.
I always say, love. Cook your food with a cup full of love. Love in the kitchen. Love in the house. You're giving your husband a plate of food. The other day, I don't know, this might be a good time to talk about that. The other day I saw on Facebook, let's see if I could quote it correctly. If you are angry with your husband, and you cook food, how will you tell him dinner is ready? I thought, wow, let's see what comments are here. One woman one lady said, I will tell him the maid finished cooking. The next one said something like, take out your food when you're ready. And I can't retain some of the hateful
things that were said.
Mm-hmm. There was never one comment saying something positive that could put our wife straight. Mm-hmm. It was hateful comments. And I'm sure those comments came from young women, not old women. And I put a comment, I will take all this food for him, and said, here you are, darling.
Because that's what you do with me, yeah?
Yeah?
Yes.
What example is that for your daughter? If you have a young daughter who will eventually get married, what example is that? What are you teaching your daughters?
Or your sons.
Or what are you fathers teaching your sons? When a man beating his wife, abusing his wife in a terrible manner, what are you telling your son? Is that the way to live? No. And that's why, Lancelot, our society, it is where it is. Because there are no role models in life for young people. No role model as to how to behave. You just imagine, you go on Facebook and you read that, and if it was 15 comments, they were all negative. 15 people can't be wrong, eh? That is what you will tell yourself. 15 women can't be wrong. So when I vex with my husband and I cook food for him, I know how to treat him. But 15 women were negatives. Not one person could say, no, I don't think that's the way to do it. Okay, granted, your husband might. The first person, when I read the first comment, okay, your servant finished cooking. Well, that tells me her husband will help her. But I think you could do that in a better way if your husband will help you. If your husband don't help you, all you have to do is, you are working and I am working. It's not too late to say, darling, I really need a help when we get home in the evening.
Well, you see, the relationship is already strained.
But Lancy, if you want your marriage to work,
well, that is the whole
forget
point.
the past and move on.
That is if you want it to work.
Right, and you should want it to work for your children.
That is if there are children involved.
Well, if you love one another, if you as a man love your wife, and you both come from work, you face traffic together, we're going to cook a meal, dirty dishes from breakfast, and so. You come home as a man, and you cock up your leg, you lie down on the couch, and you're reading the papers, or you're watching a movie show, a TV show, and your wife washing dishes, have to prepare a meal.
It's too much.
She's frustrated.
Yeah, of course.
So when a wife say, well, the servant finished cook, she's trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
But that's not the way to do it, really.
Yeah.
But if the husband don't change his ways, you are being sarcastic. Sarcasm doesn't help a marriage. If you need help, you need help.
I don't know.
So it takes.
That could also be, the husband doesn't see himself as filling that female role. Maybe he's.
But Lancelot, if you love your wife or you love your husband, it could be the reverse. It could be the wife tired and she lie down and the man doing everything.
And you say, hey, your servant finished cooking?
Yeah. Because there are men who help their wife a lot and sometimes they're taken advantage of. Like you.
So how you want me to cook this bhaggi this evening?
Well, I cut it up for you, Lancy. You want me to tell you how to cook it too?
Yes, of course.
Look at this now, man. What a beautiful job I did.
Yes. And that's enough, girl?
Yeah. So, no, darling. I know you're not a cook. But I will tell you, you're a helpful husband. Yeah. You help me while I make a mess in the kitchen, you cleaning up. And that is a good thing for a wife, and she appreciates, Nancy.
Of course, darling.
So, husbands, what I will tell all you, if you're both working, you both come home tired, even if you do it every day, surprise her sometimes. Surprise her sometimes. But what I find, if a husband, you both come home tired, and you help her, you're going to finish your work quicker. And when you finish your work quicker, you have time to relax together and watch your show together or talk about things like you and I. So yeah, it has to be if we want family life, it takes two to make a marriage.
That's right.
And if people went wrong, it's not late. It takes two to accept faults and say, I did wrong, and you have to accept your faults, and then you could move on. But it takes two. I quote Eddie Manchu again. He said, it takes two to get together, it takes two to get married, it takes two to work it out together, and it takes two to separate.
And it's a lovely thing that when you're settled in marriage and you're enjoying it and your children begin to enjoy it and let me go Maracas on Saturday, man.
Yeah, it's so much to look forward to together as a
all
family.
the kids will be really happy.
Of course.
So, Mums, thanks very much again. I appreciate your
So do you
take.
think that we have covered
I
your
believe so. I
concerns?
believe so, yes. My concerns are...
Because when I start to talk, I go
Yes,
from
yes.
the point,
I'll tell you, girl. But nevertheless, let's get back to the guy who has to go up in the hills now and he has this gun in his forehead now. So he wants to blend.
Right.
Well, he get a good cocktail up there because he didn't fit into the environment.
You playing bad boy.
He playing bad boy. And you know something, girl?
You can't play bad boy,
And he lose his job, because he wasn't supposed to take a tattoo on his forehead with a big gun in it. How he going into
But he's so green, he green like the bhaggi.
I like that joke. He green like the bhaggi.